When we see people who have achieved a lot, they dwarf our puny efforts and make mockery of our achievements. We are forced either to admire them or to repel them. But either way, you can't ignore them. Their greatness is nerve-wracking and threatening, and sometimes can make us feel insecure. When we look at people who have achieved a lot in life, we think they are better than us. They are much smarter than us. They are more driven than we are. We imagine how blessed they are, how lucky they are, how fortunate they are, how favored they are. And many of us think about these guys and think maybe they just flow along their purpose effortlessly. Nothing could be further from the truth. You see, when we look at people who've achieved a lot, or when we look at great achievement, we expect complex answers to explain it. And whenever we imagine that people who've achieved a lot are more endowed than we are, then since we are not as gifted as they are, we give up on great goals and settle for something less than we were originally designed. And the real problem is that we're not looking closely enough. Had we to look closer enough, we would realize that at the core of every great man, at the core of every great woman, behind every great success story, at the very heart of every successful event, lies a series of simple daily decisions and actions. In fact, a stream that flows consistently makes a valley. And each one of us listening to me here tonight, you can achieve your wildest aspirations by starting the very first cardinal step, your thoughts. You see, your mind is a memory tank. Our subconscious mind recognizes patterns. These patterns define us. Once they become repetitive, they become hardwired in our subconscious system. We are what we repeatedly do. Repetition is the mother of all learning. For those of us perhaps who've driven 15, 20 years, you remember in those days, we didn't have a lot of automatic vehicles. The transmission was manual. And every time you wanted to maybe engage the transmission gears, you used to be very careful while stepping on the clutch, being very cautious not to confuse the brake pedal with the accelerator pedal. Then weeks turned into months and they turned into years. And finally you drive unconsciously. In other words, you drive with your subconscious mind. So much so, your mind is no longer on the steering wheel. And maybe some of you listening to me here tonight, you've been arrested a couple of times because of being on the phone while still driving. Does that make sense? You are preparing for a seminar. You're thinking about the next agenda. Your mind is not on the driving wheel. What is true for driving is true for swimming. It is true for jogging. It's true for cooking. It is true for cycling. It is true for any other activity on earth. Your subconscious mind doesn't decide what is good or bad for you. Your subconscious mind doesn't act in your best interest. Your subconscious mind simply implements your conscious orders. Put it otherwise, your conscious mind performs your conscious orders. I think this is the most liberating truth you'll ever hear on earth. The quality of your life is a reflection of the quality of your thoughts. The life you're leading right now is a reflection of what goes on in your mind, your thoughts. Your thoughts make you. Your life is an overflow of your thoughts. What seeds do you sow in your mind? You see, the land doesn't care what you sow. You have a choice to make. You can sow poisonous seeds or valuable crops. The land doesn't care. You get a harvest commensurate to the seed you planted. And even if you choose to plant good crop, how much harvest you're going to reap depends on the extent to which you sow the crop. You're at liberty to sow sparingly or liberally.